Oisin Nacewa, Leinster captain, you said it in the press conference inside, you don't want these weekends off. I suppose the bad news is no Easter eggs for you until Sunday night. The good news is you're part of one hell of an occasion.
Yeah, my girls keep asking me when we're doing the Easter egg hunt, and told them it can't be Sunday because Daddy's got to go to work. But it's a lonely time when you're not involved in these weekends. And as I said, yeah, you don't want them off. You want to be involved in these big weeks, and it's why we play the game.
Cian Healy said in a newspaper interview this week that it has kind of hurt to see other teams win European Cups, and seeing the likes of Saracens and Toulon taking it over, and Leinster haven't done it since 2012. Have you personally felt that kind of hurt? Because I guess that's why you came back. You wanted to win trophies. Has the team collectively felt that hurt? Has that been something you've talked about in the last week or so?
Yeah, you definitely hurts. Having got to the top and then not got back there, it's sort of what eats away at you all season. To be involved in weeks like this and to get back to the top. But that's why we play the game. It's why I came back. And there's so much want to be all the way at the top that's why we do it.
What's been the difference this season? I mean, I know you've got the semi-finals and everything, so you've been consistent. But this season in the pool, you looked like there was more of an edge to you. You looked better. You looked like you'd stepped up. What's been the difference?
Look, time together. It's time together, and ever since Leo, Sherwood, and Gerv came on board, you're trying to get better every week, and you lose in a semi-final, like into Clermont away. It hurts not being involved in the final, and then you get an off-season to review what went wrong, review what went right, and build. And the team gets more cohesive as weeks go on. And we built nicely through the pool stages of Europe, but reality is they count for nothing come Easter Sunday, and Easter's game.
And since that, Ireland have achieved this great thing, winning the Grand Slam, just the third ever, a first since 2009. A lot of guys are back in playing their first game for Leinster since that. I've heard some comments from people who've played the game saying, their energy will be low, maybe their emotion, they won't be able to raise it as high again. But I'd put it to you as the captain, actually, it might be the opposite. If anything, they'll want to keep this high going. If anything, it'll bounce them into this game. They won't be dragging their feet coming into this game.
Yeah, it's definitely the opposite. These guys come back from success and they're hungry for more. They went away after playing Montpellier away to be hungry going into to win Six Nations and to do it in style in a Grand Slam. So, once you get that feeling of winning, you definitely want more of it and chase more of it. And all the guys that have come back from camp, some of them got a hit out against Ospreys, some didn't. They need the emotional time away from a big campaign and even a physical break after the big campaign. And we've had a long run in the Sunday game, so it's built nicely. And they've all had a massive part to play this week in building and preparing for the game.
You haven't played together, though, as a unit in quite some time. And as much talent as there is out there, surely that is a worry.
Yeah, that's always the worry. The cohesiveness of a unit, takes time to build. And, obviously after November, which was a shorter campaign, we had 11 games in a row to build that, guys coming and going. But the end of that is, Exeter back-to-back and then Montpellier and Glasgow. So, you have time to build things, and it's a rapid change from winning a Grand Slam to getting back into camp and getting prepared for Easter Sunday and a quarter-final. It's a different way of doing it. 7-8 years ago, you had an extra week to prepare. So it has its challenges. Both teams have those challenges. And you've just got to get on with it in reality and get prepared.
And you haven't played since February. Is that a worry for you, or are you one of these players who can kind of pick it up having not done it for a while?
I played in the Kings game with Gary, so that was a pretty important time, us playing together, and we've had a lot of time training together. Obviously the snow came, the beast from the east came, and penciled in a hell of a lot more training sessions. So to get that continuity and to sync well, takes its time, but with the extended week, we've had 3 really good pitch sessions even before captain's run. So that time's invaluable. And you spend time off the training pitch too. Understanding how guys think, but as I said, both teams have those challenges coming off the back of Six Nations, and you've just got to equip yourself well and just get on with it.
Maybe we oversimplify looking from the outside that kind of centre combination. We always look at the 12 as the defensive guy, the guy who does the hard work, and the 13 is the guy who scores all the tries and breaks through gaps and all that. How does it work between yourself and Gary?
Yeah, we laugh about that often.
Yeah.
It can be that way, and depending on the way a game flows, it just does. It works out that way. Even myself and Robbie Henshaw, I think we've already made 13 of the 13 tackles against Montpellier away, and I was in more rucks, and it's just the way the game flows at times. But I'm very happy if Gary goes out there and scores all the tries. I'll put my head down and do the hard work.
And what's he like to play beside?
He's light years ahead of most people on the pitch at times. So he's very easy to play with. He communicates really well and communicates clearly. And I think it's one of his strengths is when it actually comes time to make tackles, to make decisions, he's very quick to make them. So I support Gary 110%, and we'll just go out there and try and bounce off each other as best we can.
And finally, have you been doing more kicking practice? We've seen with Johnny in recent weeks, he's played incredibly well, but just due to whatever knock or injury he took, his kicking hasn't been where he wants it to be, and he said that himself in the press conference on Monday. So do you see a situation whereby you might have to take over some kicking, and if so, are you okay with that? Are you ready for that? Is it a plan that you have in place if it's needed?
Definitely, Emmett Farrell, our kicking coach, is always doing what-if scenarios, and losing your first two kickers in Exeter at home with the Aviva in probably the first 10 minutes wasn't expected, and had to step up and goal kick. And it's just it's one of the scenarios that plays out, and it's just something that we always do to cover our bases.
Isa, best of luck on Sunday.
Cheers.
Thanks a million for watching. If you want to subscribe, well, there's the button right there. If you want to see more videos, hit that down there.